Hello, beautiful learners. Hopefully, you're doing great. I'm also good by the grace of Almighty. So, it's our day 33 of IELTS listening practice test. In this lesson, we are going to practice with answers and proper explanation for achieving band 9. So, before going to start our class, I just need to check whether you can hear me or not.
You will hear a number of different recordings, and you'll have to answer questions on what you hear. There will be time for you to read the instructions and questions, and you will have a chance to check your work. All the recordings will be played once only. The test is in 4 sections. At the end of the test, you will be given
Okay, I am quite confident that you can hear me as well as the audio track, and let's listen the first instruction from as he was talking.
You will hear a number of different recordings, and you'll have to answer questions on what you hear. There will be time for you to read the instructions and questions, and you will have a chance to check your work. All the recordings will be played once only. The test is in 4 sections. At the end of the test, you will be given 10 minutes to transfer your answers to an answer sheet. Now turn to section 1.
I hope you got the instruction, and let's read another instruction that we have to follow while we will be writing. Okay, so one word or a number for each answer. Okay, now here we have an sample one. Let's look first this one. Okay, owner's name, so let's highlight, and the answer is Bob. Okay, so let's listen it.
Inquire about a car for sale. First, you have some time to look at questions 1 to 7. You will see that there is an example that has been done for you. On this occasion only, the conversation relating to this will be played first.
Hello, can I speak to... the advert doesn't give a name.
Well, the name is Bob, and I guess this call is about the car I'm selling, right?
Yes, my name's Francis, and I'm definitely interested.
The car owner's name is Bob, so Bob has been written in the space. Now we shall begin.
Okay, let's move on to the first one. Okay, model. Let's highlight this one and let's listen it for its model.
You should answer the questions as you listen, because you will not hear the recording a second time. Listen carefully and answer questions 1 to 7.
Hello, can I speak to... the advert doesn't give a name.
Well, the name is Bob, and I guess this call is about the car I'm selling, right?
Yes, my name's Francis, and I'm definitely interested.
You'll like my car then. Clean, neat, nice.
What sort is it?
Oh, the original model was called an Echo. You know, like the echo a sound can make. But then they changed the name to Yaris just before I bought it. Yaris. I don't know why. I liked the old name, and it's the same car, but that's what it's called.
So, what's the...
Okay, so he was saying it's Yaros, so let's write it. Y-A-R-I-S, Yaros. Okay. Now let's listen it for question number 2. Color. Let's listen it.
Name, and it's the same car, but that's what it's called.
So, what's the colour? The ad says it's cream-coloured. Like cream, then?
Yeah, well, it's more of a yellow color, actually.
Not...
So he was saying it's more of yellow color actually. So yellow would be the answer. Okay. And yellow. Now let's listen it for question number 3. No of cylinders. Okay, let's listen it.
Cream.
No, I don't know why I said that. It's like a canary, and small like one too.
So, what about the power? How many cylinders does it have? 4 or 6? My brother has a 6-cylinder car and says it's very powerful.
Well, this one's 4 only, but I find it fine for city driving.
So he was saying, well, this one's 4 only. So 4 would be the answer. Okay. Now let's listen it for question number 4. No one, no of doors, none of doors, a number of doors. Okay, let's listen it.
As long as you don't intend to drive this car interstate or across the country, it does the job fine.
That's okay. I just want the car basically for commuting to work and maybe some weekend trips. Is it 2-door or 4-door? I suppose it's not 4-door. The car's too small for that, right?
Right, just 2 doors, as you say. The front seat bends forward.
So he was saying just 2 doors, as you said, as you say. So 2 would be the answer, or you can write it in words. I just wrote it in number. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Extras. Let's highlight and let's listen it.
To allow entry into the rear.
That's fine by me. This car is just for my girlfriend and I anyway. What about accessories? Radio, CD player, anything else? Does it have an air conditioner?
Well, no, it doesn't, but I don't find that a problem. I just open the window. I mean, if you really want, you can pay to have an AC installed. Basically, the only additional feature this car has is a radio, but it's still a great deal.
So you're saying basically the only additional feature this car has is a radio. So radio would be the answer. Okay, radio. Okay, now let's listen it for question number 6. Price agree in dollar. Let's listen it.
That depends on the price. You say you want $12,800, right?
Yep, about that.
Well, obviously you expect the price to be reduced to an even figure, right?
Well, I don't know.
$12,000.
12,500, maybe.
If you can lower it a bit, I'll come and have a look, okay?
Okay. Let's say $12,400, but I won't lower it any more than that.
Okay, so he was saying they was talking a lot of number, a lot of amount, but at the last, he was saying, let's say 12,400. So 12,400, 12,400, but I won't lower it. So that means he cannot go lower it, okay, anymore. Now let's listen it for question number 7. Age. Maybe he is going to ask the age of car. Okay, let's listen it.
Certainly not to $12,000.
Well, if I can get that better price, I may come over this afternoon. But what year is this car? How old is it? My brother's got a 12-year-old car and it's showing problems.
Well, my car was brand new only 3 years ago, but it still looks like it's only been 1 year on the road.
So you're saying, well, my car was brand new only 3 years ago, but still look like it's only 1 year on the road. So 3 year would be the answer. Okay, 3 years. 3 would be the answer. Now let's move on to the next one. Question number 8 to 10. Choose three answers from the list and write the correct letter A to G next to the questions. Which 3 features does, okay, let me highlight the keywords. 3 features does the owner say make his car worth buying? 3 features make car worth buying. Let's listen it.
Okay, that sounds good.
Now listen and answer questions 8 to 10.
Can I just ask a few more general questions about this car you're selling?
Sure.
Can you just tell me why you think it's such a good deal? Of course, I won't necessarily believe you, but just tell me what you think.
You can believe me. I honestly think this is a nice car, well worth buying at the price I'm asking.
How much registration does it have left?
To be honest, not so much, but I think having lots of registration is irrelevant. It's the car you're paying for, the quality and advantages of the engine itself.
Well, what about that then?
Okay, many people like to accelerate down the freeways, right? There are a lot of speed demons out there who think quickness is all that matters, but basically, people are mostly trapped in city traffic. So one of the things I like is that because this car is small, you can put it anywhere. Say you're in the city wanting to duck into a shop. Well, you can fit this car in any little space while you go shopping or...
Okay, so that means being highly possible, being easy to park. So C would be the answer, as he was saying, fit this car in any little space. As he was saying, say you are in the city and wanting to get into a shop. Well, you can fit this car in any little space while you go shopping or do other things. Okay, so that means it would be being easy to park. Okay, let's listen it for question number 2 remaining options. Okay,
or do other things, and that saves you a lot of time.
Yeah, but it's not that powerful, right?
Oh, sure, the feel of a smoothly purring 6-cylinder engine attracts many people, but I compare my car to those small football players with the tight turning circles, those who can run rings around the larger players. This car is like that. It can turn this way and that way, dodge here, duck in there, sneak around corners, squeeze ahead, and grab a position. That's also very...
so it would be option B, as he was saying. It can turn this way and that way, dodge here, duck in there, snake around corners, blah 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 something. Okay, so that would be being highly maneuverable. Okay, maneuverable. So that's why the answer would be B. Let's listen it for the remaining one. Okay,
useful when travelling in city traffic.
Okay, I'll think about it.
Sure, think about it, but all these advantages are sound and appeal to other buyers as well. No one holds the same car forever, so you can say exactly the same things that I just said when you want to sell the car. That will make it very easy for you to pass this car on to the next buyer.
okay, so the answer would be good resale potential, as you was saying. So you can say exactly the same thing that I just said when you want to sell the car. That will make it very easy for you to pass this car on to the next buyer. So that means it will be easy to resell. Okay, so that's why the answer would be option F. So that's all about part 1. Let's move on to part 2. Okay, here let's identify the areas on the map. Write the correct letter A to J next to the questions. Okay, here it says the Brandon complex. So here H building and restaurant. Okay, let's listen it for question number 11 first. Okay,
Yeah, maybe you're right.
That is the end of section 1. You now have half a minute to check your answers.
So here we can see it's Ace building and it's restaurant, and here a lot of options are A, B, C, where is C? Here is C, D, E, F, G, H, I, and this one is road. Okay, now let's listen it for question number 11. Wilson. Okay, let's highlight. Where is Wilson? Let's listen it.
Now listen carefully and answer questions 11 to 16.
Welcome everyone to the Brandon Complex, the geographical and we could say spiritual heart of this university. This is basically where everyone eats too, as you can see by looking around. There are many different cuisines here, Chinese, Indian and Middle Eastern, plus the usual fare of a local type, all in that corner over there. We have many shops here too, but the biggest is Wilson's right there, providing clothing and hardware. That's next to all the restaurants. Now,
so she was talking about Wilson's, and she was saying we have many shops here too, but the biggest is Wilson right there, providing clothing and hardware, and that's next to all the restaurants. So next to all the restaurants is option B. So let's select option B. Okay, now let's listen it for question number 12. DVD shop. Okay, let's highlight. Let's listen it.
on the opposite side of Wilson's we have 3 shops. The one in the corner there, closest to the restaurants, is for DVDs. Yes, the DVDs are
So he was talking about DVD, and she was saying that the one in the corner there, yes, the DVD closest to the restaurants is for DVD. So in the corner, so here in this corner we already know that it's a Wilson's, and close to DVD, close to restaurant is in the corner is this one. So option Z would be the answer. So many people would say here, why not option A? Because it's not close to restaurant. This one is close to restaurant and it's in the corner. Okay, that's why the answer would be option Z. I hope you got it right now. Let's move on to the next one. Question number 13. Student Union office. Okay, let's highlight and let's listen it.
cheap and affordable, and you can also rent DVD players as well. Moving on, in the corner directly opposite Wilson's is the Student Union office.
Okay, so she was saying, moving on, in the corner directly opposite this one, Wilson. So she was saying that directly opposite Wilson is Student Union. So opposite of Wilson is Student Union. So option E would be the answer for question number 13. Okay, where is E? Okay, I got it. Now let's listen it for question number 14. Engineering Institute. Let's highlight and let's listen it.
Incidentally, you are all encouraged to join the Student Union, as a Student Union card gives you many benefits, including discounts on basically everything you can buy here at the Brandon Complex. Outside this complex, on the other side of the road, you can just see it from here in fact, is a building that we call by the rather...
So she was talking about this and this one, this side. Okay, let's listen it.
...unusual name, the H building. Next to this, on the other side of some trees along the main road, is the Engineering Institute.
So option I would be the answer for question number 14. As she was saying, next to H building, she was saying, next to this, on the other side of some trees, on the other side of some trees, this one. Okay, and she was saying also along the main road. So this is the main road. Along the main road, this one, okay. Along the main road is the engineer institute, is the engineer. So that's why the answer would be option I. Okay, so here we can say it's engineering institute. Okay, now let's listen it for question number 15. Fitness room. Let's highlight and let's listen it.
But that doesn't have anything to do with the Brandon complex. One last thing is that just outside this door, near us here, you can see a grassy oval patch. Well, that's the playing field for what we simply call the fitness room, which is alongside. So you can put on some calories here at the restaurants and...
Okay, so she was saying, you can see a grassy over pitch. Well, that's the playing field for what we simply call the fitness room, which is along the side. Along the side means this side. Okay, so she was saying on the last thing is that just outside this door, so like she was talking about this, any of this one, it can be, okay. And she was saying on the last thing is that just outside this door near us here you can see a grassy oval pitch. Well, that's the play field for what we simply call it fitness room. What is along the side? So you can put on some calories here at the restaurant. So here, that's why it would be option H. Okay, let me select option A. Now let's listen it for question number 16. Bookshop.
and then burn them off at the fitness room afterwards. Oh, I forgot to mention this shop right here, in the middle, beside the student union. It's the bookshop, and as you can see, it's always busy, always...
Okay, so she was saying besides the student union, it's the bookshop. So where is student union? Here we can see that student union is option E, and she was talking about F. Besides the student union, it's the bookshop. So option F would be the answer for question number 16. Let me select. Okay, now let's listen 8 for question number 17 to 20. Complete the timetable. Write the correct letter A to I next to the question. Each building activities timetable: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Okay, so night, afternoon, morning. So yoga club, here we have aerobic, dancing, and prayer center, chess club. Okay, so now we are going to listen it for question number 17 to 20. Okay, let's listen it.
always popular. You can buy newspapers...
Now listen and answer questions 17 to 20.
Now, I'd like to tell you a bit more about one of the buildings here, namely the H building. Despite its bland name, you might be interested in what goes on there. It is our main recreational centre, with halls, offices and space available for a variety of activities, mostly for those who want to get fit. For example, if you're interested in yoga, you're in luck, since 4 days a week there are free yoga classes. They have several levels, so if you're a beginner, you'd have to start with that. You can check the schedules on the wall there. Yoga used to be at night, but now it's in the mornings, but not on Wednesdays.
So she was saying yoga can check the you can check the schedule on the wall there. Yoga used to be at night. Once upon a time, yoga would be at night, but she was saying, but not Now it's in the morning. So now it's in the morning, but not in Wednesday. So she was saying, but not on Wednesday. So here we should write option C. Here we have option C because we can hear Monday, Tuesday it's open, and what should I say? Thursday and Friday it's open. Okay, so option C would be the answer. Okay, CC. Now let's listen it for question number 18, aerobic dancing. Let's listen it.
Along those same lines, there's aerobic dancing in the afternoon. This shares the same room as the badminton games, which are on Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays. The aerobics are on the alternate days, Tuesdays and Thursdays, and it's not restricted at all.
Okay, so she was saying this the aerobics are on the alternative day, because she was saying this shares the same room in the badminton games, which are on Mondays and Wednesday and Friday. So we are not going to listen it for badminton, but we have to listen it for yoga. Aerobic dancing. And she was saying badminton games which are on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. The aerobics are on the alternative. So on Monday and Wednesday, Friday, it would be closed for aerobic dancing, but Tuesday and Thursday it would be open. So we should select option E because it's open in Tuesday and Thursday. Okay, because she's saying badminton would be Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and aerobic dancing would be alternative day. So alternatively we have this Tuesday and Thursday. Okay, so option E and E would be the answer. Okay, let me select option E. Okay, I hope you got it. So prayer center, let's hide it and let's listen it.
Everyone is welcome to join, although the instructor may divide you up, of course, according to ability. And, just to show how diverse the H building is, there's even some spiritual solace available there inside the multi-denominational prayer centre, with individual booths and a variety of holy scriptures and texts available to read from all the major religions of the world. That's open all day over the weekend, but not at night time when the
So that's open. That's open all the day in all the day over the weekend, but not at night time. So it would be all the day, not at night. So we should select. We should skip the night. Okay, we should skip this line, and it's saying it's open all day over the weekend. So here weekend is, we know, Saturday and Sunday weekend. Okay, because it's internationally weekends. Weekends is Saturday and Sunday, but all the remaining days like Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, and Tuesday and Monday are weekends. So she was saying prayers would be open only in weekends. On weekends, so weekends is only Saturday and Sunday, but not in night, but it would be like afternoon, in the afternoon and in the morning. So option I would be the answer for question number 19. Okay, where is I? Now let's listen for question number 20, chess club. Let's highlight this one and let's listen it.
rooms are for private booking. Finally, for those of you of a cerebral nature, the University Chess Club operates at night. That's open from 8 p.m. every, is it Wednesday or Monday? No, sorry, Friday. And I think it closes at about 11:30 p.m. So
she was saying the university chess clubs operates at night, so only at night, not in other times. Okay, in night, and she was saying and that's open from 8 p.m. every, and she was saying like she was mumbling like Wednesday or Monday on, and then she was saying, oh no, it's Friday. So Friday would be the answer, as here we can see it's Friday is option C. So we already select option C. Okay, now that's all about part 2, and let's jump into part 3. Okay, here's the another instruction for us to OB. Okay, now let's read it. No more than 2 words, and 2 words for each answer. Okay, just keep it in your mind, and let's listen it for question number 21. The most important, let me zoom it in. Okay, the most important part of presentation is, let me highlight. Okay, let's listen it.
Now listen carefully and answer questions 21 to 24.
Okay, Emily, as you know, we've got to do this presentation together.
I know, I'm a little bit nervous about it. Standing up in front of all those people. And what if the presentation fails? What if...
Don't worry, I've been reading a book about giving effective presentations. It's not that hard, but the way to do it is certainly not always obvious either. For example, do you know what the most important part of a presentation is?
The final summary, I guess.
The opposite. The first minute, in fact.
So the first minute, in fact. So first minute would be the answer. Okay. 4, 5, or S first. 2, 8. First minute, in fact. Let me explain it to you. As the man was saying, do you know what the most important part of a presentation is? And the lady was saying the final summary, I guess. And the man was saying the opposite, what she was saying. Okay, so the opposite means what the lady was saying, and the man was saying the opposite, the first minute in effect. So the first minute would be the answer. Okay, now let's listen it for question number 22. Thus it is important to use a hook such as a surprising fact or a surprising fact or blah blah, or puzzling problems. Okay, let's listen it. Here is another example is missing. Let's listen it.
The theory says that first minute is when you win or lose the audience. If you lose them at that point, you'll probably never get them back. So that's why you need a hook.
A hook? You mean like when you catch fish?
Yes, I mean, not exactly, but yes, we want to catch the audience, right? So we need to start in a way which wakes them up, gets them interested, and makes them watch us.
I see.
Basically, no matter how good our presentation is, if the message doesn't get across, the presentation fails. So we need to give a fact which really amazes them, or an interesting story, or pose a dilemma which makes them think.
Okay, she was saying interesting story. Okay, or pose a dilemma. Okay, so the answer would be interesting story. Okay, interesting. Oh no, what it's called? Sorry. Interesting story. Okay, interesting story would be the answer. Now let's listen for question number 23. The best presenters treat. Best presentation, let me highlight. Okay, best presentation treat their audience as blah blah. Let's listen it.
Something they can really puzzle over. It's better if this is related to the subject, of course. Something to do with management, in our case.
So that's the hook.
That's right. From then on, we'll just follow the basic advice.
Like what?
Like, talk to your audience, you know, as equals. Don't talk down to them or up to them.
So equal would be the answer. Okay. Let me say you what is the fact. The man was saying, that's right, from the on, well, just follow the basic advice. and the lady was saying like what? The man was saying talk to audience as equal. So equal would be the answer. Okay, now let's listen for question number 24. And involve them in subject matter under, let's highlight, blah blah, which they make interesting. So involve them in the subject matter under, let's listen it.
They're just the same as us, right?
You're right, Some of the best presentations I've ever seen sounded just like conversations.
Exactly. And what else made them good?
Well, the speakers sort of involved me in the topic and issues under discussion by asking questions, by referring to me, by saying you, and, well, basically they were interesting.
And they're exactly the tips we'll follow too. It should be fine.
Before you hear the rest of the conversation, you have some time.
Okay, maybe I paused it. I need to listen it one more time. Okay, let's listen it.
Under discussion. Well, the speakers.
Exactly. And what else made them good?
Well, the speakers sort of involved me in the topic and issues under discussion by asking.
Okay, under discussion. Okay, so discussion would be the answer. Okay, discussion. Sorry, I need to. Okay, discuss. Discussion. Okay, now let's listen it for question number 24 to 30. Okay, here we can see the fourth subject details. Okay, one, let's not highlight this one because sometimes I face a lot of problem while I was going to highlight in the box or in the table. Maybe it shows a lot of problem, or sometimes I cannot find the place where I should write the answer. Okay, so that's why I'm not going to highlight here in this question number 25 to 30 because it's maybe with problem with their website. So that's why I'm not going to highlight the keyword, but you have to be attentive. Okay, now subject, let's listen for question number 25. The first one, part 1, and subject is blah blah contact. Let's listen it.
Questions by referring.
Now listen and answer questions 25 to 30.
Emily, I think this will be a fine presentation, but how are we going to divide it up? For example, who's going to open it, you or me?
Well, I think you have a very natural style, so you should start. This talk has 5 main parts, so you can introduce it and then do part 1.
That's the historical context or background.
So that's the historical context or background. So historical context would be the answer. Okay, let me write it. Historical. Okay, historical would be the answer. Now let's listen for question number 26. Culture, blah blah, and management styles. Let's listen it.
To the issue.
Yes, then I'll do part 2 about current views. You do part 3, and I'll do part 4, leaving both of us to handle the question time.
I'm okay with that. In part 1, I'll probably speak at length about Hoffman's theory, about management styles, and compare differences in culture in relation to...
Okay, compare differences in culture. So compare differences in culture. So difference will be the answer. Let me write it. Oh, sorry. Differences. Okay, will be the answer. Now let's differences. Okay, let's listen for question number 27. Complexity of blah blah and workplace. Complexity of blah blah workplace. Okay, let's listen it.
the style of management used.
That sounds good. Those differences are important and certainly relevant to the current times. Hoffman makes some excellent points too on this issue. That's why I'll follow up with present-day perspectives and viewpoints on this, such as the problems facing today's managers in the complex multicultural workplace.
Complex multicultural workplace. So multicultural would be the answer, okay? Multicultural, okay? Multicultural would be the answer. Okay, now let's listen for question number 28. Review productive. Okay, so we are out of time. Let me just submit it and let's start it again because we are out of time. Okay, let's listen for question number 8. New. Okay. Now we're going to listen for question number 28. Review productive. Okay, just give me.
Then I'll take
Look at the pluralist movement.
Yeah, I was thinking a city argument. It's more interesting anyway, so I'll go with that.
Then I'll tell everyone what we've decided is the best business practice, or what is most likely to work in most situations, which is basically ignoring pluralism and productive diversity and linking everything back to Kotter's theory of human universals versus most situated.
Anyway, so I'll go with that.
Then I'll tell everyone.
It's more changed my mind.
The pluralist movement.
And problems of this.
I suppose you'll look at the pluralist movement.
Yeah, I was thinking about that, but then I changed my mind. I've decided I'll look at the productive diversity argument.
Okay, so here's the saying. I look at the productive diversity arguments. So productive diversity. So diversity would be the answer, okay? Diversity, okay? I'm sorry, as you can hear some noises from me, as the dogs are barking. So I don't know why they are barking at night. It's really irritating for me while I'm teaching you the class. Okay, let's move on. Let's listen for question number 29. Theory of human. Okay, let's listen to it.
It's more interesting anyway, so I'll go with that.
Then I'll tell everyone what we've decided is the best business practice, or what is most likely to work in most situations, which is basically ignoring pluralism and productive diversity and linking everything back to Kotter's theory of human universals.
Theory of human universals. So universals would be the answer, okay? Universals. Okay. Universals. Let's listen for question number 30. Prepare answers related to industrial. Let's listen it.
Yes, the theory that argues modern management should target the universals of human nature. Right, and that leaves both of us to field questions at the end.
Are there any questions we can predict so that we have some good answers ready? About resolving industrial disputes, for example?
Well, I'd say that industrial democracy usually surprises people, so we should expect a lot of questions about that.
Yes, the theory is that it increases productivity and reduces industrial delays.
And results in better decision-making, but that's all theory. Most people would think that industrial democracy is just about unworkable in practice, so let's be ready to explore that issue in some depth.
Okay, so they were talking a lot of things, and the man was saying, theory. Most people would like to that industrial democracy is the just about undertaken or in practice. So let's be ready to explore that. So industrial Democracy would be the answer. So democracy would be the answer. Okay, let me write it. Democracy. Good. Okay, so that's all about part 3. Let's jump into part 4. Okay, here we have another instruction to follow. One word only for each answer. Okay, complete the diagram labels. Okay, here it says in question number 31, the sun's blah blah fission process. Okay, we have to write it. We are allowed to just write one word. Okay, so let just keep it in your mind. The sun's blah blah fusion process. We cannot highlight because this is the picture you can see, so it's not possible to highlight the keyword here. Okay, let's listen it for question number 34.
Now listen carefully and answer questions 31 to 35.
We look at the sun, a huge ball streaming out essentially limitless energy into space, and we think about how we need that energy here on Earth. Our oil reserves are running out, coal burning causes much pollution, and nuclear energy has many dangers. But where does the sun itself get its energy? The answer is that the sun makes it using fusion, or more specifically, in a hydrogen fusion process.
Okay, in hydrogen fusion process. So hydrogen will be the answer. Let me write that. Okay, hydrogen. Okay, hydrogen fusion process. Okay, so hydrogen would be the answer only. Okay, now let's listen it for question number 32. Okay, I got it. Yeah, atomic particles blah blah. Let's listen it.
There is no pollution, no radioactivity, no waste products, and we have plenty of hydrogen. So, hydrogen fusion seems the perfect answer to our energy needs, and scientists have long attempted to achieve it here on Earth. So what happens during this process? The first step is to make two light atomic particles approach.
To make two light atomic particles approach. So approach would be the answer. Okay, approach. Let's listen for question number 33. Here is 33. Okay, blah blah electric charge causes repulsion. Okay, let's listen it.
In the case of our sun, these are hydrogen particles, the lightest and also the easiest to deal with. However, the problem is that the nuclei of atoms have electric fields, and fusion between these particles is opposed by their similar electric charge. They most naturally repel each other, and the nuclei of all elements...
Okay, so similar electronic charge. Okay, so similar would be the answer. Okay, let me write it. Similar. Okay, now let's listen for question number 34. First, together with the addition of blah blah. Let's listen.
...are exactly the same in this respect. Thus, in order to overcome this repulsion and force them together, in the second step, the particles are heated. The trouble is, you need a...
Okay, so he was saying, thus in order to overcome this repulsion and force them together, in the second step, the particles are heated. So addition of heat. Okay, so heat would be the answer. Now let's listen for question number 35. Okay, fusion into helium blah blah released a process can sustain itself. So blah blah released. What released? Let's listen it.
Lot of heat, incredible temperatures of the sort only seen on the surface of the sun. This is many millions of degrees, far higher than the melting point of any known material. Still, the concept is simple. The hot, wildly moving particles, which are now called plasma, will crash into each other, resulting in the third step, the fusion into helium, which releases energy and begins a
Which releases energy. So energy would be the answer, okay? And now GY. Okay, so let's listen it for question number 36 to 40. Complete the diagram. Write no more than 2 words for each answer, okay? Now let's listen it for question number 36, blah blah system, okay?
sustained process.
Now listen and answer questions 36 to 40.
So, we know how fusion works. Thus, the big question is, can we create it here on Earth? We actually have the technology to superheat hydrogen into plasma, but no container on Earth can deal with those temperatures. Thus, we need to confine this superheated material so that it doesn't touch anything. For that, we need a special reactor. And most research has focused on an apparatus known as a tokamak system. That's Tokamak, an acronym from some Russian words meaning.
Okay, so you're saying Tokamak would be the answer, okay? Let's listen for question number 37. Plasma confined with strong blah blah. Plasma confined with strong blah blah. Let's listen.
Toroidal chamber with magnetic field. It's an apt name.
Okay, magnetic field would be the answer, okay? So let me write it. Magnetic field. Okay, let's listen it for question number 38. Okay, 38, where is, okay, I got it. Walls blah blah using cryogenic system, okay? Let's listen.
Since a very powerful magnetic field is used to confine and suspend the super hot plasma in the air so that it doesn't touch anything. This is possible only because this plasma has an electric charge which interacts with the magnetic field. Of course, the walls of the fusion vessel will still get hot, very hot, and to avoid being melted, they must be cooled with a cryogenic system to intensely low temperatures.
Okay, walls, as I was saying, they must be cooled. So cold with the answer, okay? Cold. Oh no, I got a mistake. Cold. I need to add another O. Okay, that's quite correct right now. Okay, let's listen to question number 39. Plasma can become blah blah. Okay, let's listen it.
But now we are faced with the second problem. If we are to draw power from this system, the reaction must be continuous and controllable. However, when fusion begins, the plasma becomes unstable, and
when you're saying when fusion begins, the plasma becomes unstable. So unstable will be the answer, okay? Stable. Okay, let's listen for the last one. For question number 40. Sustained a reaction for less than blah blah.
at these temperatures, that is a very serious situation. If we lose control, a disaster could result. Despite the obstacles, in 2010, a European device managed some success, but needed far more power to generate the fusion reaction than that produced from the fusion itself. Obviously, then, it was not useful as a power source. More to the point, This system could only sustain a fusion reaction for a fraction of a second. Yet,
fraction of a second. So a second would be the answer here. Second. Okay, that's all about our today's lesson. Before going to submit, I need to re-click each answer because at the middle we was out of time. So I need to re-click each answer one more time. Okay, then I'll submit it. Okay, it was B. I need to select B. It's G. I need to select G again. It's E. I need to select E again. It's I. I need to select I again. It's H. I need to select H. It's F. I need to select F again. Okay. Now it's C. I need to select C again. C. I need to select E again. It's I need to select I again. It's G. I need to select G again. Okay, I'm done. Almost. Okay, let's submit it and let's check how much we scored today. Okay, we got 9 out of 9, but our one answer is wrong. So that means we are correct 39 out of 40, but one is wrong. Let's check which one we got mistake. Okay, this one. Okay, it should be equals, but I wrote it equal. I don't think it's a mistake because it's not wrong answer. It's equals. Sometimes is not the fact or not the big deal. So, but it's I think it's it'll be safe if you write the exact answer. So just try to be listen it confidently and try to write the exact answer. Okay, but it's not a wrong answer. Okay, as from my best experience. Okay, so that's all about today's lesson. I hope I will see you in the next class. Okay, so till then, bye.